Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of Demo Mondays, which is hosted by me, Augustas Kligis, and it is a video series presented on Mondays where I invite founders and creators of different Amazon seller tools, and I ask them to present their products just like this on the screen. And today my guest is Amalytix. And Amalytics is presented by the founder, Trutz Fries. Hello, Trutz.
Hi, Augustas. How are you?
Nice to meet you. Could you tell us briefly what Amalytics is and what problem does it solve for Amazon sellers?
Yeah, happy to be on the show, by the way. Amalytics was founded because many sellers asked me that they lose a little bit sight of all their products when they are active on the Amazon marketplace. So as soon as you have more than 10, 20, hundreds, thousands of products, it's really difficult to keep track of A, your performance, and B, all the things which happens on the marketplace. Title changes, images changes, you have new competitors on your listing, you get new negative or positive reviews. And they asked me for a tool, let's say, which solves this problem.
And just to be transparent, your tool, if someone will visit your website at the moment, it is all in German, but let's make clear that the administration area is all in English, right? Can you briefly say what's the history that it's all in German and inside is English?
Yeah, exactly. We started, the tool covers all European markets, so Germany, Spain, Italy, France, and Great Britain. So I was expecting some international users as well. Most of our customers are in German, but we already have some international customers. So the tool itself is multi-language, so you can switch between English and German right now, but our marketing page is only in German. That's true.
And I assume you are gonna implement some English front page as well. So
yeah, actually, we are right now, as we speak, implementing a US version for the tool, so covering all the markets, USA, so Canada and Mexico, and then of course we need to translate our marketing page as well.
And what kind of Amazon sellers are you targeting?
Actually, most of our customers are more bigger sellers, actually. So not the true beginners, although we have a lot of beginners because we have a free plan, which is free for the first 5 products. But most of our customers are bigger sellers, which, as I said, have many products on different marketplaces, and they are losing track on what happens for those products. So I would recommend it, of course, to everyone, but it's mostly targeted to people who need a second pair of eyes, which covers the marketplaces. What we are not doing very well is, I think, market research, but this is for a reason, because I think there are already many tools in the market which provides this information, so which products are selling well. I always recommend tools like Jungle Scout in that space, for example. So this is something we are not doing. We had this in the beginning, but we switched those kind of features off because we are now focusing more on those features which are really helping our existing sellers to cover or keep track of their products.
Sounds interesting. So let's look inside the Amalytics.
Yeah, sure. Happy to share my screen here. Yeah, this is the dashboard page, which greets you when you log into the tool after you have connected your seller account with Amalytics. So we get all data automatically. And this dashboard page shows you the historic development of your account for certain KPIs. Right now, by default, you have revenues and unit sales, but I also can show, for example, ad spend here and other KPIs like refunds, refund units, and so on. So this gives you, on a very first look, a good overview on your current performance. Talking about performance, we try to provide a short profit and loss calculation for all your markets, starting with revenues. And then we are including all kind of revenue and cost items, including your merchandise costs, if you provide those to us, and including PPC costs, and of course, all Amazon costs, to give you a kind of net profit here. And we recently also adjusted the tool that we can handle different text situations. So either you're using Amazon's invoice tool or not, that's should be both possible for us. This is the this page here, and if you're interested in a little bit more details, you can click this button here, and then we show you some more percentage metrics and also a breakdown of your Amazon costs. And on the right, you can see a kind of top 10 lists, both for revenues and for sales. You can see what are your most performing products right now. And further down, we have two other things. First of all, a breakdown by market, so you can see how your market is distributed across all Amazon marketplaces. Here it's mainly Germany. And here you have a quick view on your current seller performance. So we are getting the data of for all your markets. And if there's a red button, for example, because you missed to answer an email within 24 hours, this would highlight here as orange or red, but I can show you later how this looks in more detail. Okay. Yeah, this is basically the dashboard page. Let's switch to the other next point here, which is product performance here. And this is where you get one level deeper. You get an overview across for all your products. Again, we are always showing all markets here by default. If you want to narrow your list down here, you have several options to set filters, for example, for marketplaces or for specific products, titles, categories, SKUs, ASINs, what else. And then you get an overview of your products here. And you can see, of course, some basic information here like ASIN, EIN, and SKU codes. You see the revenues for the past 30 days, sales past 30 days. You see, which is quite interesting, a change in revenues for the last 14 days. So you can quickly see if something is going up, down, or is stable. And of course, some values like bestseller rank, your current price, and we are connecting to your Seller Central account if you let us, and then we can get interesting data like sessions and conversion rate for your product, which is quite helpful if you are doing some kind of Amazon SEO and you would like to increase the number of people visiting your listing, or you're doing some listing optimization in terms of conversion rate, better images, more reviews, what else, and then you can track if those had an impact on your session or conversion rate or both, actually. And then you can see if you have the Buybox right now, which is important if you're a private, if you're at least a private label seller, but also handling other merchandise. You see the number of sellers on your listing, and you can see your current fulfillment situation, how many things are on stock, how many are on the way to your warehouse, so you get a first glance if it's still enough or not. Then we show you the reviews of your listing, and we do two things here. We show parent, the information for the parent, which you normally see if you open the Amazon product detail page. And we also count the number of reviews of your every child product. So you can see, okay, how many reviews do we have for this specific child products? And the same we do it for the rating. So you can see how is my overall parent rating performing and what is my child product performing. And sometimes you see if you spot a great difference between those two, you can do some, let's say, kind of rating cosmetic, and let's say take this product out of the parent, and then to make it a separate product, and then to improve the overall rating for your parent, which is quite helpful. And then we calculate what we call it's kind of a listing quality index. It's a score between 0 and 100 to give you a rough estimate how well your product is optimized. And we look at 7 criteria right now. How long is your title? How many images are you using? Are you using all 5 bullet points? Is your description long enough? How is your rating doing? Is it an FBA product or not? And based on then, we give some points or not. And this gives you an indication where you should probably do something about your product. But this is not a kind of scientific method here, I would say, because as you know, Amazon is changing constantly some metrics here. So for example, the style guards are now applied a little bit more stricter. So it might be that your title must be shorter than, let's say, 80 characters or something. But as I said, it's a kind of nice indication. And in the last column here, we show the return rate for all your SKUs related to this ASIN. So you can see how many items are shipped back by your customers. And what we do here is we look at the orders from the -60 to -30 days, and then we count all returns happening in the last 60 days, or now as we are now in the Christmas period until I think end of January. So we try to give you a fair picture of what your correct return rate is here. Okay, and this is a kind of overview view here, and then you are able to click into each kind of product here, and I've opened one product already, and you can see all the various data here we just saw. But what I would like to highlight here is our, let's say, historic data we show you for this product, and this can be quite interesting. I've chosen an example here where you can see that for this product, the price dropped here from 37 euros to, let's say, 23 euros, and you can see directly a correlation here in sales, which goes up. Then the price was increased again and increased again, and you can see sales goes down now a little bit. So it's a great tool to spot, let's say, correlations between the several metrics. And the other thing we do here is are all those little characters you see here down. We show you some things which happened on your listing. For example, here the images have changed, or here the listing price has changed again, as you can see, and other things. Yeah, for example, here your inventory was below our lead time here. Or for example, here was a product review. So we try to show you events compared to your performance of your product. And you can show not only price and sales, you can also show one of other things like, for example, bestseller rank here, or your average rating for the product, which was quite stable, or anything else, your Buybox percentage, so many different metrics here.
And these events, some events are really critical for the performance. Do you have some kind of alerts?
Yes, definitely. And I will show you this in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. If we go back here, there are other things. We have a watch list here in place. This is where you can track the products of your competitors, for example, and to see how they are doing. Here, we don't get as much information as we do it for our own products, of course, because we don't have access to some private information. But what is visible with UI, we can track it. What else is important here, for example, are the product reviews, of course, which is quite critical. So we are trying to get all the reviews for your products, both products which are on your watch list, so competitors, and for your own products. And you can filter it here for whatever criteria you would like. And you can see here, for example, here's a 2-star review. It's a verified. You can see which product was affected, what the current rating is, the current number of reviews. And of course, we show the content of the review. And you can click on here to show everything. Okay, it's always very short. Or you can click on it to show it on Amazon, and then you can leave a comment here as well, of course. If it's a product from a non-German market, we show also a translation, which is quite helpful if you're an international seller. And for example, you're a US seller selling in Germany, then you can get a translation from German to US. Or here in our case, it's from, let's say, for example, France or India. Okay. Yeah, I think it's quite self-explaining. You can press some buttons here if you have a workflow in place where you are really actively contacting those people to just, let's say, mitigate negative reviews. We do the same for questions on your listing. So if there's a new question on your listing, we show it here. And of course, we create an alert for that as well. And here you can see if already is an answer here or not. So this helps you to keep track of all your customer questions and to answer them on time when the customers have them. Then some other feature here are promotions. If you're working with coupon codes, you can see here how they are working and how they are performing and which products are affected by those. So for each coupon code, you can have a drill down here. You can see which products are sold, how often, and how much revenue was generated before and after the promotion or the discount. That's a quite helpful feature, which is and you get this information only with doing some Excel magic if you download several reports from Seller Central, for example. But we do it for you. You also see all those, let's say, coupon codes which Amazon provides to his customers, but that's quite normal. Okay, then I will quickly jump to the alerts section here. And you already talked about it. Every day we are looking at your products, and if there's a kind of change between the previous version of your product we had in our database, we create an alert. So for example, here I've shown you some examples, and we track, let's say, 30-40 different alerts right now. And here we show you, for example, if the prices between markets are very different, actually, we provide an alert. We show you the price here in Italy is 10 euros and in France it's 20 euros. This might be okay, but at least we show it to you. And you can subscribe to those different alerts anytime. Or for example, here's a new seller detected, and we show you all the new sellers which are now on the listing, which haven't been there on yesterday. What else do we have? A new seller here as well. We show you if, for example, here's a new product review. We show you the title of the review. Here's a negative product review. And there are many, many different things you can subscribe to, actually. And we show it here. And the other thing we are doing, actually, we send you an email every day. I will try to show it to you here. So, for example, if something has changed every morning at, I think, 9 a.m. right now, you get an email where we give you all the alerts which happened, let's say, during the night or on the last day. And this is a good start for many sellers into the day to check for those specific things if there's some action necessary or not. Yeah, talking about actions, we have a small to-do list implemented here. So you can click on a to-do here. For example, if this is a negative review you would like to take action on, then you can create a to-do here, and we collect those to-dos here in our small to-do list. So if you're working with different people, and this is quite helpful to keep track of who is doing what. Okay, and this is the second core feature next to our performance page here. These are those alerts here, and perhaps in the end, or let's do it right now, I can show you what kind of alerts are available and what you can do here with it. So here we have all the alerts. You can provide a separate address here where those alerts should go to. We also provide push notifications for certain alerts. And also we are able to push those alerts into a Slack channel if you're using Slack, which many people do. And then you can say, okay, which alerts I'm interested in. You can say, should it be active or not? Should I get it via email? Should I get it via push notification, or should I get it via Slack? And you can see there are many, many different alerts here. For example, listing changes for your title, bullet points, sales prices, bestseller badge, Amazon's choice badge. So whatever, and we are adding constantly new alerts to this list here. So whatever is interesting, we are adding it here. Not also for the listing, but also Buybox changes, sales changes. So if there's a sales anomaly, you're selling way more or way less compared to the previous period, we create an alert. Or if there were no sales at all, which should be a red flag. If prices change, if you have certain inventory alerts when your inventory goes below certain thresholds or thresholds you have defined. Yeah, and so on. And the same for the watch list here as well. So you can configure it exactly to your needs to get only those alerts which are really relevant for you. And just to give you an example, if you're using a repricing tool, for example, it doesn't make sense to subscribe to the price change alert because then price just changes almost every, let's say, minute in a competitive market. Okay, let's jump back to the main part of the tool here. What else are we providing for the sellers is an overview about the seller reviews. I might need to go back a little bit longer here because there haven't been any in the last 7 days. So you can see here reviews from people who left a seller review, not a product review. And here, for example, we have a kind of Spanish review, and I can click on translate here, and then it takes a little bit, and then I get a kind of German translation here, which is not perfect, but it helps you to understand what the buyer is talking about. Yeah, that's quite helpful. And then we saw it already on the dashboard is the seller performance overview here, where you can see across all your markets, how is your performance for those KPIs. Amazon has a keen eye on it, like order defects rate or the cancellation rate. Here in this example, everything is green, everything is fine, but this must be the case. For example, here, the customer service in Germany wasn't always 100%. In the long term, it was more like 90, 89, 98. And then this was orange here, or even red. And then you can quickly understand if there's something you need to take action about before Amazon contacts you with a kind of measure plan or something.
And the performance you measure by taking information for the last 7 days, last 30 days, and last 90 days, right?
Yeah, actually, this data is provided by Amazon themselves. They have a report which we analyze. So this is not something we calculate here, but this is direct information from Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then inventory planning is a big item for many sellers here, and we try to, let's say, make it a little bit easier here. So we show you for your products which are on FBA, what is the current warehousing level, how much is sent to Amazon. We show you the current sales velocity here. I'm now sorting it scanning by sales velocity to see a little bit something. So you can hear for this product here, we have more than 400 products in our warehouse, 700 is on its way, makes a total of 1,140. you can see how much of your, let's say, how much cost is bound to this product here. And you can define for each product two things. You can define a minimum level. Let's say this says here we would like to have at least minimum 20 items on for this product. Or you can say I would like to have defined a minimum reach. So for example, this product should be available for at least 30 days, which could be your lead time for your supplier. And then based on those values here and those on the sales velocity, we see it here for 7 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. So just to give you a reading example, this means here 40 items have been sold in the last 7 days. We calculate how long will your inventory be, how much inventory for how many days you will have inventory for. And we make a best case and worst case here, given on those various sales velocities. Amazon always shows you for 30 days, but this might be not a fair picture. It might be that the product is rather new and the 7-day figure is perhaps a better indicator of how many things you are selling for a given day. Or it might be that the 90-day might be a better thing because the last 7 days were crazy and not really realistic. So, and we try to give you a kind of fair picture what you can expect, how long your inventory will last. And this helps you a little bit. Then you can sort, of course, by each of those columns here, and this helps you a little bit to plan your inventory a little bit and to know how many items should you send to your warehouse or not. Okay. What I didn't show you in the beginning was you can add keywords to all your products, and we monitor those keywords on a daily basis. So you add those keywords to your products, and then we track, okay, what is your current position for this keyword? Which product is ranking here? How many products do you have this keyword added to them? And how many products are ranking and how many products are not ranking? Here, for example, we can see for this keyword here, 2 products are ranking and 2 others are not, which could be okay because it's a product family, and then only 1 child is ranking most of the time. And you can see what your ranking development was over time. So you can see, is it going up? Is it going down? You can mark certain keywords as important. And if you do this, you can track, or you can create alerts based on significant ranking changes. So for example, for your most important keywords, you want to know if it's going down, for example, because the competitor is going up. And this is quite helpful to understand if there was a big change in revenues or sales. It's mostly related to your visibility, and keyword tracking is, of course, highly relevant here. We also have a small keyword generator tool, which is nothing which is very special. You enter a seed keyword here, like iPhone case, for example. You click on the sources you would like to analyze, for example, Amazon and Google, and then we are asking the Google Suggest service based from Amazon and Google, and provide the keywords which are related to this seed keyword. And we are doing it as you probably, or many people do it manually. You enter the keyword in the Amazon search bar, add another letter, A or B or C, and we do all those and then create a long list of keywords which are related. I now made the mistake. I chose, let's say, English keyword and choose German as a language, so we might not see that many results, but still, they're quite a lot, even 900 here, which is quite a lot. And then you can narrow down this list here. For example, if you don't want to, if it's not about Apple, for example, you can enter this keyword here in the negative list, filter down, and those keywords are going away, which include those. Or for example, if it's not about 6S, yeah, then you can remove those as well. Or you can even, let's say, include positive keywords like 6. Then you get all keywords which include a 6. And then you can download this list and put it, use it for improving your product listing. Talking about the product listing, we have a small listing editor we included recently. Here you can add some keywords here, for example, Augustas, if you want to include this, or iPhone. Yeah, and here you can, for example, add those keywords, and then if you start typing here and you're now creating your title, I will just switch to English here. For example, Augusta new iPhone. Yeah, you can see where have you used those kind of keywords here, and this helps you to create a listing where you can make sure that all of your relevant keywords you have identified in the previous step are used, be it in the title, in the bullets, or in your backend search terms, or in the description here. And this makes product listing creation a little bit easier, at least.
And this would generate the HTML code which you have to upload in the Seller
Exactly.
Central.
Yeah. So if you add here some kind of text here, and then you start making it bold, or you are creating a kind of bullet list here, then exactly you can click on generate HTML code, and then you get HTML code you can really use in your listing. Yeah, and all those.
I assume it is compliant with the Amazon rules, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So for example, if you use bullets here, and of course we don't give you the normal HTML code for bullets, but we add some typical of those UTF-8 symbols here, and you work with normal line breaks, because as you probably know, the normal bullet thing as you would use it in HTML is not allowed in the product listing of Amazon.
Okay. So it's a nice HTML hack, but which is legal.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It makes it easier for the normal user to create those listings, but then you get compliant HTML code you can upload. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I already talked about the to-do list. It's not very special. It's just a sign kind of thing where you can keep track of your things you need to take care of. I don't want to go into that much details here. We give you all the orders here across all marketplaces. It's not very special as well, because you can see it in Seller Central quite well. But if you're using a coupon code, you would see it here right away. What else is quite interesting actually is, which are not many tools are offering, is we try to not keep this data to ourselves. We make it available to you as a user. So all the data you have seen right now, or most of it at least, we offer it as a download as a CSV file. So for example, your current listing data, for example, or your inventory report, your orders, your keyword rankings, the alerts and the reviews, for example, you can download those and for further analysis, because we don't provide any analysis which is possible. So if you are good at Excel and want to, let's say, which are the most important customers, for example, you could download the orders report and try to find out which of your customers are ordering multiple times, which products are, or product development. Another thing which is quite interesting, we don't actually have in our tool here, is a performance time report, a performance comparison, which says, okay, you can provide a kind of date range here. For example, you can say, okay, how was October comparing to November? You would enter the start date, end date, and then the tool would get the previous period and show you the most important metrics like revenues, bestseller rank, and average sales, of course, for this period and the previous period. And then you can analyze if you see a significant change in your revenue sales, which products are responsible for those changes. Yeah, I think this was a very, very quick run through the whole product.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, perhaps what else is mentioning here, we always have a help page here. So for example, if you are interested in one of those things, you can always click on the help button here. And then normally it should go up. You can see here our help page, which is right now only in German, but we are already translating it into English. And you can get a kind of explanation of all the different features you just saw. And for some things, we even have a big video here which explains the same thing which I just talked about. And yeah, I think this is basically it.
And to remind, this tool covers European markets.
Exactly. Yeah, all 5 European markets right now. We are already working on the US version, which will then cover US, Canada, and Mexico. But right now, it's only for the European markets.
All right. Can you shortly tell us about the pricing? What's the structure?
Yeah, sure. We try to keep it as a tool as easy as possible. There are various packages, and mainly it depends on how many products you would like to monitor. It starts with the small plan here, where you can upload up to 50 products. Sorry, then it goes up to 500, 1,500, and the next step would be 5,000 products if it's above 1,500, and then there are even sellers which have 20,000 products, and we make special prices then from there on. Yeah, but that's basically it, and you can upgrade, downgrade anytime on a monthly basis. You can cancel anytime. We have a 14-day trial period, so if you're interested, you can just sign up, and the first 14 days are on us, and you get the medium plan for this time. And if you're happy, you can just prolong it, or you can switch on a larger plan, whatever fits to you, and you can, as I said, upgrade, downgrade anytime. And you only pay what you really need to.
Looks very reasonable pricing for,
yeah, I think
for high volume sellers.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's fair. Yeah.
One more question, which I'm interested. Do you plan any other features in the near future? So if someone is signing up today, what can they expect from your software?
Yeah, right now we are working on, for example, a PPC tool, like so many others are as well. But we are right now in the middle of it, so to better monitor or manage your PPC campaigns, because the front end, which is Amazon is offering here, is not that capable, I would say. So that's probably the biggest feature we are working right now, next to the US expansion, which is quite, takes much time as well.
And I would like to ask about the support you are giving to your users. What's the best way to contact you, and how fast do you respond?
Yeah, we are using a chat tool, Intercom basically, and I'm at my desk most of the time. So if it's between, let's say, normal business hours here in Europe, then I reply either in seconds, or if I'm in a meeting, at least in hours. And the other thing we do an onboarding call with each customer who's interested. So if he just signed up and he wants to have a little bit of explanation, we do that as well. And the other thing is for classical phone support. So if it's too complicated to talk about in chat, and then it's of course always possible to call me, and then we are saying those things on the phone.
And as we see, Trutz is speaking very well English. So if you are still seeing some elements on the website in German, don't be afraid. Everyone speaks there behind in English.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
And do you have any offer for Demo Mondays viewers who would like to sign up for your software?
Yeah, sure. So if there's somebody interesting and is signing up for a pay plan, what I thought about is I will give you a 20% increase of your limits. So for example, if you have the medium plan, which offers you 500, I would give you another 100 products on top of it. Just drop me an email saying you have seen it on your webinar, just mention your name, and then I'm happy to increase it.
And what email address should they use?
They can send it to info@amalytics.com. That's fine.
Great. Thanks a lot, Trutz, for being here. It's very nice to hear presentation of yet another made in Germany tool. Which is nice.
Thanks for having me.
And good luck in your business. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye, Augustus.